is Erez Levy, and as he said, I'm leading the business in Israel. Before I will give you a short introduction of what we are doing in Israel, the purpose of this lecture will be on delivering precision care through innovation. What does it mean? We will talk, and I will talk today a little bit about new way of doing treatment for a cancer patient. A new way, much more personalized and much more precise. So stay tuned. A little bit short introduction about us. We are GE Healthcare. GE Healthcare just 2 years ago spin-off from the global conglomerates of GE. GE in 2023 divided by 3, and one of the businesses, GE Healthcare, it became a standalone company, but I think was the best things for our customers and our patients, because now we are very focused on healthcare and innovation in healthcare. We are around $20 billion worldwide, with more than 50,000 employees, and we are very focused on imaging, pharmaceutical industry, digital, and access of hospitals, materials, and equipment. GE in Israel, it's something like 25 years started and established, coming back from the time that Elsint was splitted, and this is where we have others vendors like Philips here and others companies. And today we are almost a little bit more than 850 employees in Israel. We are divided by 4 different divisions. The molecular imaging, that I will talk today about molecular imaging mainly, which is the largest business. But we have also ultrasound, that is more, it's not ultrasound for baby, it's ultrasounds for point of care, emergency department and ICU, how we take the large, big ultrasounds to a small ones to be more access to patients and access to the doctors, and actually using also an iPhone, a small probes, wireless. We have also a group of Center of Excellence of Digital, mainly AI, and of course commercialization that we have in Israel to support our customers, the hospitals in Israel, sales and service. But I will discuss today about molecular imaging and the business of molecular imaging. This is the largest business that we have in Israel. We actually covers both PET and SPECT, and mainly we are we are very proud. We have here in Israel the complete business. Very unique, by the way, if you look on all others, the businesses in GE. We are the only one which is outside of US and located here in Israel. I'm running the global business around the globe. We have all the capabilities in-house. It's mean manufacturing, development, marketing, product development, everything here in Israel, and we are very proud of it because this is really give us a huge opportunities to build the ecosystems in Israel, and I will talk about it later on. So just before we'll go to the new innovation in treatment, few words about what is molecular imaging. I will do it very high level, but it will just give you the explanation. When we're talking about diagnostics imaging, you're probably thinking about X-ray, MRI, CT. Molecular imaging, it's a little bit different. It's looking on the characterization and looking on the functionality of tissue, cells, organ, different from what we really know from MRI or from X-ray, which look only on anatomics. Here we look on the functionalities, how it works. We injected very small amount of radio traces, radioisotope to the body, and it's the radioisotope. It's connected with the glucose, and if there is a cancer, the glucose is absorbed, and actually after the half-life of the isotope, a photon being released and be detected by the camera, a PET-CT or SPECT-CT. So this is kind of the concept, and the reason that I explain it, because now there is also new treatment that can use this kind of technology. Overall, molecular imaging covers 3 different key areas. The majority is oncology, and today I will focus on oncology. But we also have a neurology, and this is also very interesting because today, with the progress of new treatment for Alzheimer, and there is a new drugs for Alzheimer, can halt the progression of the Alzheimer's disease. And by the way, in Israel is already reimbursed. So there is a hope, after many, many years that there was no hope for Alzheimer patients, all of a sudden there is ability to detect it by PET-CT and actually monitor to slow down the progression of Alzheimer. Cardiology is also something for many, many years using, and lately GE developed a new traces for PET cardiac, which is actually enhance the ability to diagnose coronary artery disease, which is called CAD, which knows for many, many years. But I will focus today mainly on oncology and new treatment in oncology. So, think about oncology. No doubt this is the most common, fast-spreading disease, second, leading causes of death in the world. We know that this is something that we in GE for many, many years invested a lot in diagnosis, early diagnosis, as much as we can. And I could tell you that the progression of technology and ability to get more sensitive PET-CT help us to detect much earlier cancer and very small. And today in Israel, we actually developed the fastest and the most sensitive PET-CT systems. We have already installed in some of the hospitals in Israel. And we're also developing now, I believe it's what will come, the most sensitive PET-CT in the world in the future. So this is about the diagnosis. But we also see that treatment is something that which is also bringing a lot of innovation, and I will share with you some of the newest things that we have in cancer treatment. And we see more and more new treatments, types of cancers, helping to become, turning the cancers to patients to be chronic, just because the ability to have better treatments today. So one of the treatment that I will talk is something called theranostics. Theranostics. What is it, theranostics? Theranostics actually is a combination of 2 words. It's therapy and diagnostics. So we actually, when I explain about how molecular imaging is operated, if you remember, we said that we injected an isotope that could be absorbed by the cancer and release a gamma ray that can be detected by the camera. What we found out, a new way that there are molecular that could be an isotope that could not only release a gamma ray for detection, is also could release a beta ray and treat the cancer. So we have one isotope that we could, treat and see on the same time. The uniqueness of this therapy is which is very precise. It gets exactly to the cancer cells, is absorbed and treated. By this one, this is I think the most promising on this technique, that there is no side effect, because its impact. If you look today on what we have, if it's a chemo or radiotherapy, usually the surrounding cells, the healthy tissue and the healthy cells being impacted by and damaged by the treatment. With this kind of technique, which is precise, goes to the cancers, we're actually enabled to treat it without a side effect. There is all kind of different way of treatment. You probably, today this treatment is very common in neuroendocrine, thyroid, and lately on prostate cancer. There is kind of conventional different treatment. Today, the theranostics is in the end of the patient journey of the treatment. So only after you do the chemo, surgery, radiation therapy, chemo, and only then theranostics. Currently, what we heard from patients, that this is, after they got through all the different treatment, this is the only one which they didn't have any side effects. So I think the feedback is huge. What you could see here on the chart, this is how this market is going to boom. This is going to change completely the way which we treat cancer. The market will move from $5 billion to more than $40 billion by 2030. So it's a completely game changer for the cancer patients. And it started, like I said, it started with several different cancer types, but it's go all over. There is different indications, and what you could see here, there are more than 100 companies, pharma companies, some of them also Israelis, that develop today drugs that could treat. What you could see is the phases that there are. And in the centers is what is actually past the phase 3 that could use for the commercialization. And what we see that what we have today could go for all others different cancers. And I think what's the most promising is the breast cancer, which is also something under development today. This is just an example to show you how a patient, what you could see on the left side is all the black dots. This is a cancers, a patient that has spread cancers. And after a few cycles, shows just the 3 cycles. Usually it's between 3 to 6 cycles. You could see how it looks like now, clean and nice. This is an example of 8 different cases, before and after. This is done by Peter Mack in Australia with our machines. And what you could see on the left side, the red dots, it's cancers. And like you see, there are very sick patients that having a large absorb of the cancers. And after treatment, the number is the PSA. PSA is indication, it's a blood test that shows if we actually treat or not the cancer. So AI, I don't have a lot of time, so I will try to do it quite fast. AI, it's a buzzword that everyone uses. I think there is kind of, everyone understands that every meeting, at least one time you need to say AI, which the meeting will be interesting. But we also think that AI in the healthcare starts to really change. It started with a lot of skeptics and we know our customers, the doctors, they are very conservative, not really trust something that is artificial. But today, we see different. We'll look on 3 different ways that AI could change dramatically. One is image quality, efficient workflow, and decision support, which really could help for theranostics a lot. On image quality, and again, I will do it quite fast, image quality, we see that, enhance the images can used by a post-processing, image post-processing to get better images. So AI, and I will go to the AI quick fast for the decision making. I think AI, like I said, in diagnostics, we could continue to develop the hardware, the detectors, the things which we could get better images. But AI can help us to do an image processing. The second one is the decision support. If we could capable to quantify the cancers, the cancer current position, and try to understand by quantification, by numbers, how the progression, what you could see, that we could actually show to the patients if the treatment, if they respond to the treatment and how they respond. And this is something which we don't know. We don't have, you know, if you have a cancer patient that goes through a treatment, it doesn't know if it's helping or not. Helping with AI, we could actually get the numbers. You know, your level of cancer was here, now you did those kind of treatment, and you are here. And this is kind of revolution because patients could see it.